Just as I sit here 4 years ago, I'm innocent. It's not a day that goes by where I don't think about them or wish that they was here. Even on my bad days, I tell myself that they're still here.
He shot his brother once in the back of the head as he was watching television. Next to Elijah in bed was Elijah's girlfriend, Kiara Hawkins. The defendant shot her once through her right ear. It's disappointing. I think the evidence in this case could fairly be characterized as overwhelming. There was cell phone evidence, he was caught with the murder weapon, and most compellingly, his own brother identified him in open court.
I don't too much believe justice was served, but I do hope that they do find the real people that did it.
This is the story of Raymond Childs III, a 17-year-old who shot his dad and 6 other members of his family because he was upset his dad didn't let him spend time with his girlfriend. The gruesome crime shocked people living in the Indianapolis area when they learnt about what the young boy had done to his whole family. This was a shocking crime because they were all close, but at the end of the day, that did not stop him from doing what he did. What really made him commit this crime? Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. This story takes us to Indianapolis, Indiana. Often referred to as the Crossroads of America, it's a vibrant city with a rich blend of history, culture, and exciting attractions. Indianapolis has a higher crime rate than the national average, with both violent and property crime rates above the national median. Specifically, the violent crime rate is 10.01 and the property crime rate is 33.81.
Too dirty.
Huh? Lil' Raymond, look. Hey, they say, damn, Lil' Raymond so hard, why you tee up a beat, why you spazzing like that? Back then, I ain't having it to you, sometime little nigga not gather like that. Really the hottest in the city, and really the go, but ain't bragging on that. Took us some loss, and I move like some boss of the game that we gotta say back.
Raymond Childs III, age 17, was the son of Raymond Childs, age 42.
Tell him like, I'm living my best life.
In Miami, you know what I'm saying? In Miami, with the boys, they got a little something to do down here, a few shows. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing.
Raymond Childs was in the music scene where he produced and made music.
School, June 5th, it was another sad day for me. That's when I lost the closest thing, and his name was Stro G. I miss you, I never will forget you. As long as I'm here, I'm going to keep your name official.
He decided to bring his kids into the business. His kids were Elijah Childs, 18, Rita Childs, 13, along with Raymond Childs III, 17, were a perfect group.
Hello? I thought I knew you. Hold on, wait. Who you? You know.
They sang at events together and did various projects together.
Come over here. Everybody come down here. We finna get to this. Don't let her do it by herself. Come on. Let's get with it. Let's get with it. Okay. Turn it up. Hit. Okay.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy EI.
Alright, swag.
I'm Baby X. And together we are New Street, but you already know this. Hey, look, we need y'all help with something. We just got nominated for 4 awards down in New York. But we need y'all help. We need y'all help voting for us, you feel me? You can vote once a day, every day. Baby X, read off the numbers.
Elijah was also a rapper who dropped rap songs.
Look, all the bullshit. Listen. I got a lot of guns. I ain't scared of y'all. We don't do OGs, clear no beef, let a body fall. I got a lot of shots, enough for all of y'all. If I spin, I'ma watch the news, keep track on all of y'all. I'ma get that, yeah, that 4-5, that one shot of yeah, you took that bun, I ain't have it, now I got it. Like I told you, when I see you, it's gonna be violence. I'ma do it right, get the drum and just kill all this.
Elijah had a girlfriend named Kiara Hawkins, age 19, who was part of the family too. She had just gotten pregnant and they were all happy about it. Raymond and his new wife did the best for the kids, including Elijah's girlfriend too. Their father was always there for them. He made sure he did all he could to make his kids productive. On January 24, 2021, Raymond and his wife Kezzy Childs were not happy about how Raymond III had left the home to go sleep in his girlfriend's home, so they ordered him to get back home as soon as possible. After the call, Raymond III and his girlfriend called an Uber and went back to his house on Adams Street. Raymond eventually kicked Raymond III out of the house. After he left, Raymond and his wife, Kezzy, were in the house along with Elijah and his pregnant girlfriend, Kiara Hawkins. 30 minutes later, neighbors called the police to report a shooting. Raymond's third younger brother was able to escape the house when all occupants of the house were all killed. When police got to the house, they realized that 6 people had been gunned down. Raymond Lee Childs Jr., the father of Raymond Childs III, Kezzy Shaunelia Childs, age 42, who was his wife, Elijah Darrell Childs, age 18, who was his father, Rita Childs, age 13, who was his sister, Kiara Hawkins, age 19, who was the pregnant girlfriend of Elijah, and Cows Childs. When police interviewed the only survivor of the family, they were shocked when he said the shooter was Raymond Childs III. The surviving brother was downstairs with his parents when he heard 2 or 3 gunshots from upstairs. He then heard his sister yell, "He shot Elijah." Raymond then went downstairs and shot his parents. The surviving brother, who was in the laundry room on the floor, said he heard a gunshot and then his dad saying, "I'm sorry Raymond, I love you." The surviving brother said he fled the house once the shooting stopped. He said as Raymond chased him, he told him, "I can give you $40, please don't kill me." The surviving brother said Raymond just looked at me and then he shot me on the leg. I fell. He shot me in my arm. And then he tried to shoot me in my head but missed, I guess. Raymond simply got upset because his father didn't want him to spend time with his girlfriend and he lost his mind thereby shooting the whole family. He did deny it but they got the gun he used and had other evidences against him. He was arrested in a relative's home without incident. He was charged with multiple counts of murder of his own family members.
A 17-year-old is now formally charged with murder in the deaths of 6 family members.
Prosecutors have also released chilling details of what they believe Raymond Childs III did inside that Adams Street home over the weekend. My teammate's Richard Essex has our story.
The details of the probable cause are not for the faint at heart. Raymond Childs III used 2 guns, a 9mm handgun and an AK-47 style rifle to kill most of his family. Here's the picture of 17-year-old Raymond Childs III taken at the Marion County Jail this morning. He's accused of shooting and killing most of his family Sunday morning at their house on Adams Street. Childs has been charged with 6 counts of murder, 1 count of attempted murder, and 1 count of carrying a handgun without a permit. The shooting started after he left the house without permission.
Yeah, I think the argument initially started over a conversation about somebody going out or being outside the residence and spending, kind of sneaking out of the house. I think that was what initiated the dispute inside the home. Where it went from there, I think that's what we're trying to figure out.
According to court records, Childs had been at his girlfriend's house when his father called and told him to get home. When he got back to the house on Adams Street, his father told him he'd be in trouble later. Seconds later, gunshots were fired. Childs had gone into his older brother's bedroom and shot Kiara Hawkins and Elijah Childs in the head with a 9mm handgun. Kiara Hawkins was pregnant. The baby was deceased when it was delivered by cesarean section at the hospital. He then shot 13-year-old Rita Childs in the chest with an AK-47 type rifle. Police also found several rounds from the very same AK-47 near the body of his father and stepmother. They were shot several times in the torso. During the shooting, his 15-year-old younger brother, Xavier Childs, had been downstairs in a laundry room hiding. When the shooting stopped, he took off running. Raymond Childs followed Xavier and shot him twice with an AK-47, once in the arm and once in the leg. He told investigators, "He tried to shoot me in the head, but missed, I guess." Xavier Childs was found on the front porch of a home a couple blocks away. He was rushed to Riley Hospital in critical condition, but was able to tell police who shot him before being taken into surgery. Raymond Childs III did go back to the house on Adams Street to gather up some clothes, and then he took his father's car and went back to his girlfriend's house. He did return to the house on Adams Street Sunday afternoon. He was later found at a relative's house and arrested.
Mr. Childs is 17 years of age, and because he is 17 years of age, we are not permitted under Indiana law to seek the death penalty. We are not in a position to seek the death penalty due to the accused's age.
Raymond Childs did appear virtually in front of a judge today. He answered all the judge's questions respectfully, but kept his head down for most of the hearing. The judge did set a tentative trial date for April.
Just hard to believe. Richard, thank you. We have the statement from IMPD Chief Randall Taylor. Today's charging announcement is welcome news as our community continues to grapple with this shocking crime. But our focus should remain on remembering the lives of those taken from us too soon and doing everything we can to rally around the surviving victim as he must come to terms with unimaginable loss. My prayers are with him in his continued recovery and with all those who lost a family member, a loved one, a friend, or a neighbor.
Unfortunately, it was declared a mistrial. The mistrial was declared after a witness verbally confronted the defendant in front of the jury.
Out of the opening statements in court today for the Indianapolis man who's accused of shooting and killing nearly all his family. Raymond Childs III tonight is accused of killing his parents, his 13-year-old sister, 18-year-old brother, and his brother's 19-year-old pregnant girlfriend. Our Logan Gay joins us in the newsroom tonight with what we heard in court today. Logan?
Scott Childs was tried for the murder earlier this year, but the judge declared a mistrial over something that was said during witness testimony. Now attorneys are back in court again, combing through the details from that early morning back in 2021. Raymond Childs III sat in court once again, listening to the prosecutor and his defense attorney lay out the gruesome details of his family's murder. It happened in the early morning hours back in January 2021. The prosecution says the shooting started upstairs.
He shot his brother once in the back of the head as he was watching television. Next to Elijah in bed was Elijah's girlfriend, Kiara Hawkins. The defendant shot her once through her right ear.
Kiara was 9 months pregnant at the time. The prosecution says Child's 13-year-old sister died next.
He shot her once in the chest and left her for dead on the floor of her bedroom.
Then the prosecution says Childs III went to the basement where his parents were and allegedly killed them too.
I love you, Raymond, were the last words of Raymond Childs II.
And the prosecution says Childs didn't know it, but his younger brother was also in the basement at the time of the shooting.
He watched as his brother went into the basement. He heard the brief struggle. He heard his father's last words. And he heard the gunshots.
The prosecution team says the younger brother escaped the house but was allegedly chased down the street and shot. Officers say they talked to the younger brother before he went into surgery and asked him who fired the shot. Investigators say the teenager told them.
My brother, Raymond Ronald Lee Childs III.
But Childs III defense team says he was not at the house that night. They say he was at his girlfriend's house after being kicked out by his dad. And they say 2 guns were used, suggesting 2 shooters. They allege Childs III is in court because of a misguided investigation and misidentification.
First, when he talked to the officers, he said he couldn't be sure who the perpetrator was. He also used the word they when referencing the shooters. And he couldn't be sure that he saw his brother with a gun that night. Both weapons were used upstairs, and both weapons were used downstairs, inconsistent with there being just one shooter. You'll also see no physical evidence tying Raymond Childs III to those weapons. No fingerprints, no DNA.
He was convicted for the murder of his own father and Kezzy, who was his stepmother, along with his siblings and an unborn child. He received a 360-year prison sentence on March 11th.
I'm not no killer. I'm not no murderer. I'm not no bad person. And a lot of people, honestly.
Tonight, Raymond Childs III is maintaining his innocence.
But still, he is going to prison for 360 years for murdering 6 of his family members. These are deadly shootings that happened more than 4 years ago inside the family home that's located here in Indianapolis out on the east side.
Rich Nye takes us into the courtroom to hear from the families destroyed by this mass murder.
Raymond Childs III was just 17 years old in January 2021 when 6 people were shot and killed inside this home on Adams Street. A jury convicted Childs in October of murdering his parents, his 13-year-old sister, his 18-year-old brother, and his brother's 19-year-old almost full-term pregnant girlfriend. A 15-year-old brother who ran out of the house was shot twice but survived.
I cannot comprehend the darkness in your heart at that time that led you to commit such an unfortunate act on January 24th. What I do know is that our lives changed forever on this date, and you robbed us of everything we had.
Childs told the families in a packed courtroom that he is not the killer.
Just as I sit here 4 years ago, I'm innocent. It's not a day that goes by where I don't think about them or wish that they was here. Even on my bad days, I tell myself that they're still here.
The judge called the murders calculated, cunning, and cold-blooded, sending Childs to prison for the rest of his life. So the 360-year prison sentence breaks down like this: 55 years for each of the 6 people murdered, including the unborn baby, and 30 years for the attempted murder of Raymond Childs' 15-year-old brother.
The evidence in this case could fairly be characterized as overwhelming. There was cell phone evidence, he was caught with the murder weapon, and most compellingly, his own brother identified him in open court. And it would have been nice if he had expressed some remorse about what happened.
Everything that he said, I believe. So, I don't too much believe justice was served, but I do hope that they do find the real people that did it.
The justice system decided he did it.
And Childs plans to appeal his conviction. During testimony today, a doctor said that Childs suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder due to a childhood filled with complex trauma from abuse and domestic violence.
Even after his trial, he still did not accept responsibility for the shooting. And his mother was not able to see the truth too. It is unbelievable that a son would go as far as killing every last member of his family just because he was told not to go see his girlfriend. It is a very sad story. How could he kill his brother who they did a lot of things together growing up? How could he kill the pregnant lady who had nothing to do with anything? How could he kill his stepmom who had nothing to do with it? How? This is a very sad story. What do you guys think about his mom saying he didn't do it despite all the evidence? Will you support your killer child to the end, or there is a limit to it? Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of the deceased. We do hope they all continue to rest in peace. Please stay careful out there, and we shall see you guys in the next video.